Hello, and welcome to our channel. Burberry is one of the leading brands in United Kingdom, if not the entire world, operating under three sub-brands, namely Burberry Prorsum, Burberry London, and Burberry Brit. Its reputation continues to excel itself despite fashion's changing trends. So, what makes Burberry special and why is it one of the most popular and recognized luxury fashion brands in the world? Let's start with where it all began, more than a century and a half ago. It was initiated by Thomas Burberry in 1856, when the 21-year-old draper, with the goal of providing people protection from the severe British weather during the Victorian age, set out on his mission. As a consequence of his hard work and efficient business mind, Burberry's business became successful, and a couple years later, he invented the gabardine fabric, known for its breathable and weatherproofing quality. This was the world's first waterproof fabric that completely changed the rain attire, which prior to this was heavy and uncomfortable to wear, and pushed Burberry in front of the line as it turned into a useful alternative to other labels at the time. The gabardine fabric gained further popularity when Dr. Fridtjof Nansen, a Norwegian polar explorer, zoologist, and of Nobel Peace Prize winner, wore Burberry gabardine on his journey to the Arctic Circle in 1893. Founding one of the greatest brands in fashion industry is not an easy task, but someone was determined to achieve it, and he did. In an attempt to give the customers a sense of inclusion in the journey of the brand's success and make them feel valued, Thomas Burberry held a public competition to decide on a new logo for the brand. Burberry's Equestrian Knight logo is among the most recognizable logos in fashion today. It was created in 1901, featuring the Latin word prorsum, which means forwards. As the owner and founder, Thomas Burberry was mindful about keeping his business protected and had the logo registered in 1904. Its visual identity is represented by an equestrian riding a horse while holding a shield. Although the shield represents protection, the equestrian is a symbol of grandeur, pride, and purity. Further in the list of people who appareled the Burberry attire with grace and elegance is Air Commodore Edward Maitland, who wore Burberry gabardine to travel from Crystal Palace to Russia in a hot air balloon. Covering a distance of 1,117 miles in 31.1/2 hours, he set the world's long-distance overseas record and the British long-distance in-flight record in 1908. All while making a name for Burberry around the globe. The brand gained definite reputation, and another popular Burberry attire, the infamous trench coat, came into being during the First World War. It was designed to protect the wearer from head to toe and contained epaulettes sufficient for concealing military equipment, which is why it became the ideal choice for British officers to wear in the trenches during the war. As a consequence, the Burberry trench coat became exceedingly popular and one of its trademark creations. Apart from the British Army, a well-known polar explorer named Sir Ernest Shackleton also appareled a Burberry trench coat on some of his expeditions. In line of the brand's massive successes came the iconic Burberry check in the 1920s. This design was made from a beige-based Scottish tartan and accentuated by red, black, and white. The remarkable check became an identity of Burberry's elegance and appeal. However, the road wasn't all rosy for the brand. In 2006, a new CEO came in the picture and decided to take Burberry in a new direction, making a risky move of removing the pattern from almost all of its products, keeping the focus on fragrance and beauty at the time. This bold move proved to be another great success in Burberry's story, and the brand revived its image with modern consumers, and the British brand became a big favorite once again. After the iconic check, Burberry gained much popularity among the masses and introduced same-day delivery in London as a promotional scheme and means of convenience for its customers. It became one of the most renowned labels in Britain, acquiring a royal warrant as a weatherproofer by Queen Elizabeth II. During the 1970s and the 1980s, the brand progressed from creating military coats to complementary wares. However, this didn't occur without the cooperation with top retailers. Notably, Burberry's moments in history mirror its interest in an expansive age group, including men, ladies, women, and youngsters. In spite of the accessibility of numerous retailers or rearranging organizations, creations were critically observed by the headquarters in London. The attire was conveyed around the world, returning countless benefits. A major setback for the brand occurred in the 2000s, when the brand became linked with chav culture, a stereotype of the English working class that majorly decreased sales. All of this began when Daniela Westbrook appareled the check design overall, which looked unpleasant to numerous crowds. Many consumers stepped back, never wanting to link themselves with the label anymore. But football fans cherished the article and decided to wear it as a uniform. The trend from the football fans demolished the circumstance, as Burberry gave off an impression of being less extravagant and tasteful. The creative thought was really on the negative side of the standard, as Burberry had been a brand for the blue bloods, inseparably attached with opulence. Consequently, UK retail chains like Selfridges and Harvey Nicholas quit stocking materials, affecting overall brand sales. Nonetheless, these issues became insignificant when Christopher Bailey became creative director. A reviving reality about Burberry is its persistence regardless of everyday hardship. The brand is well known for its advancements, craftsmanship, and heritage. Now, the new idea was to merge fashion and technology and turn them into a unified identity. They learned from their set of experiences to rebrand and recount another brand story as an in vogue and elegant brand that exemplified modern England. Burberry embraced social media, live streaming of fashion shows and digital engagement with customers. The content that was produced stimulated rebranding endeavors by showing Burberry in an optimistic setting. The brand even restructured its Regent Street store to mirror the Burberry.com site, providing a coherent encounter from digital to retail. To move to the digital arena with confidence, you need content. Carefully kept up to date, Chronicles linked Burberry's current campaign with the company's past highlights. The house checker was limited to less than 10% of the merchandise, but it still peaked out under shirt collars in advertising. Burberry's contemporary marketing efforts were clearly upscale, using elite British models photographed by Mario Testino. It was a fresh and irreverent reversion to the original musty image that still emphasized the graceful side of the brand. By carefully nurturing its history, Burberry was able to draw a clear line from past exploits to today's positive approach. It brought the brand a spirit of respectability and adventure. They also hired young British actors, musicians, and models to bring a catwalk show from Italy to London, embracing Britishness. Exploiting their previous experiences strengthened the integrity of the brand, but also emphasized that they understood what they were good at. During the second decade of the millennium, Burberry initiated another dauntless move that helped them get the attention they deserved: their See Now, Buy Now campaign, which enabled customers to rapidly purchase articles from the runway online through their mobile phones right after the show. Following its prior success, Burberry took big steps like never before in 2016 by merging its lines, including Burberry Prorsum, its ready-to-wear line, Brit, its casual clothing line, and London, its accessory line, including trench coats and Burberry watches, such as those available from renowned suppliers like Lax Watch Co., under one single name, Burberry. Generally, luxury brands are limited to a certain class of people. However, Burberry has made its means to reach a wider audience that is beyond the conventional grounds by prioritizing efficient digital media, forming experiential spaces, and initiating social media engagement. It has indeed raised the industry standard for how luxury brands engage the millennial consumer. Today, it offers Burberry clothing, Burberry bags, Burberry footwear, and Burberry accessories for both men and women, and has a separate line available for kids as well. The brand has its stores all over the world in major countries and is quite accessible online and offline. In 2016 and 2017, the brand faced another backlash: a sudden shift in political seats, terrorist attacks, and a decline in world trade. It has become a new narrative since Riccardo Tisci accepted the offer as the Chief Creative Officer. He began working with social media influencers and uncompetitive brands to launch a new approach of producing new products each year. As of now, Burberry continues to surpass itself and strives for further success with confidence. With its brand new logo, inspired by Thomas Burberry and deigned in partnership with Peter Saville, the brand is poised to stay ahead of the curve, destined to remain one of the most iconic British fashion brands of all time. That's it for today's video. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and press the bell notification.